Hi everyone, you are watching Commerce King Academy. Right now, you already know that we were on chapter number 6 in last video, which is accounting for bills of exchange. We have learned about these two topics, contents and what is bill of exchange, am I right? So in this video, we are going to learn about its parties, acceptance. So let's start with parties involved in a bill of exchange. One thing is clear here, that is, bill of exchange are negotiable instruments that involve three main parties. First is the drawer, second is the dry, and third one is the pay. But depending on how it used, other parties might be involved too. Okay? We will see when the different parties come in and which role they play. But right now we are on our intended or current topic, which is its parties. The first party is drawer. The drawer, the person who makes the bill and gives the order to pay a certain sum of money. Understand? The second party, dry, the person who is directed to pay a certain sum of money. Okay? And the last party, the pay, the person receiving payment is called the pay. It is the drawer himself in the vast majority of the cases, but can be a designated person too. So these are the main or initial parties of bill of exchange, and these are subordinated terms of these parties, which is the acceptor. Okay, the acceptor, the person who accepts the bill. The dry is normally the acceptor, but a third person can accept a bill on behalf of the dry. Next is bearer. Who is the bearer? The bearer, the person who is in possession of a bill of exchange. Alright? He is also called the holder. The bearer and the payee is usually the same person. I explain again this term. Why? Because clear understanding for the students. The bearer and the payee is usually the same person. Okay? The next is endorser. Who is endorsers? The endorser, the person who endorses a bill of exchange. Endorsee, the person is whose favor the bill of exchange is endorsed and who receives it after endorsement. He becomes the new bearer and payee after endorsement. This was the short intro or introduction of these terms or parties of bill of exchange. Now we are going for more explanation about these concepts in further discussion. You can see here next, this is the format or structure of parties. Three main parties involved in a bill of exchange. You can see here, first is drawer. We have already discussed about that. Second is dry, and third one is pay. You have clear understanding about this format. So drawer, bearer or supplier is the same person. Supplier is the person who supply the goods or services. Okay, drawer is the person or supplier who draws a bill on dry. Okay, so issuance of bill of exchange by drawer. So bearer is the person, is same person, drawer, who bear the bill on hand till maturity or due date. So drawer, it is a person who makes the bill and orders the dryer to pay a certain sum of money to the payee. Payee is usually the dryer himself or his bank. It may receive itself or receive by bank, because dryer takes loan on behalf of this bill which was payable by dryer. The dryer generally issues the bill as part of a domestic or international commercial transaction to receive payment for value delivered to dryer. After seeking clear information about supplier, dryer, bearer, now we will move toward our second party, which is dryer. So this is the customer or dryer, debtor or payer of the bill of exchange who accepts the bill of the dryer which is issued by dryer. This is the acceptor of bill of exchange, and customer who receive goods and services from dryer or supplier. This is the debtor or payer of bill of exchange, and this is the creditor of bill of exchange. Clear? So we can say in other words about dryer, the dryer is the other main party involved in a bill of exchange. He is directed to pay for goods or services received from the dryer. That's it about dryer. We have cleared about customer, dryer, debtor, payer. This is the same person. And we have already cleared about first party, supplier, dryer, bearer. This is the same person. Now we will move toward our third party, which is payee or creditor or dryer itself, because dryer receive the payment itself, or sometime it delivers or going to discount bill from bank. The second condition in the context of pay, it will be bank, because sometimes the dryer discounts the bill of exchange from bank. In this case, the pay or receivable will be the bank. This concept we will discuss next in discounting of bill of exchange from. So we can say, when we will talk about pay, the creditor of the bill of exchange is called the pay, since the dryer is the one who delivers value to the pay. He is also the one who is entitled to receive the money. This explains why the dryer and the payee are the same, unless the dryer requests the payee to pay another party. An other party would be the bank or any other person who endorses a bill. We will discuss in next discussion about the endorsement of bill of exchange. Okay, simple is that payee is the party of bill of exchange who receive the payment of bill of exchange. That's it. So the bill of exchange is therefore an order to pay and requires acceptance to be valid. By acceptance, the dryer engages himself to pay the amount from the bill of exchange to the person who bearer or holds it on due term or till the maturity date. That's it. So dear students, so far we have ability to understand about what is bill of exchange, contents of bill of exchange, specimen and its format, as well as ability to understand about its parties. Okay, our next step about bill of exchange, its acceptance of bill of exchange. So let's start about acceptance. So we have done this one and this one and also this one. Now acceptance of bill of exchange. After drawing the bill of exchange on dry, the first thing the dry does, it present it to the dry for acceptance, unless or when not acceptance or accepted, the bill is not valid. Hence proof acceptance is the major content of bill of exchange. The dry or someone representing him accepts the dryer's bill of exchange by writing a date and signing under the words accepted on the face of the bill of exchange. If the bill of exchange does not contain the phrase accepted on, the dry can write it himself if necessary. For example, for bills payable after certain events, the signature is enough for acceptance. If there is no acceptance date, the bill is supposed to have been accepted on the date of issue. After attaining the short concept about acceptance, now you can clearly understand about acceptance with the help of this diagram. So you already know that this is the dryer, bearer, supplier. In last discussion, dryer, supplier, bearer, the person who supply the goods or services to the customer, dry, accepted or pay. Okay, this is the person who receive the goods and services or accepts a bill and liable to pay payment about these goods or services which he received from supplier or dryer. Okay, so dryer is issuance or issuer of bill of exchange. This is the receiver or acceptor of bill of exchange. Clear? You must keep in your mind that this phrase, the acceptor of the bill of exchange, is most of the time the dry. Okay, and you already know about this party, payee or creditor. This is the person who receives the payment from dry. It may be usually the dryer or may bank. In the context of discounting of bill of exchange, the payee will be the bank. Okay, in case of not discounted by bank, so ultimately the payee or receiver of the bill of exchange is dryer itself. I talk again, the acceptor of the bill of exchange is most of the times the dry. Okay, after acceptance, the dry becomes the acceptor and engage himself to unconditionally pay the bill or on before its maturity date. Okay, the bill of exchange becomes a legal document only after acceptance. The document binds the dry to honor the bill on due date, and acceptance is unconditional, but in certain countries the dry may restrict it to part of the sum payable. The acceptance may be general or qualified acceptance. Listen again with true attention. Acceptance is unconditional, right? But in certain countries the dry may restrict it to part of the sum payable. Such type of acceptance may be general or qualified. So let's discuss about general acceptance or qualified acceptance. So these are the types of acceptance of bill of exchange. First is general acceptance or unconditional or unqualified acceptance. So the general acceptance, unconditional, unqualified is the acceptance. This occurs when the dry accepts the liability on the instrument without any condition and limitation on the amount. So the general acceptance is unconditional and unqualified. Okay, On the opposite, when we will talk about second point, which is qualified acceptance when the acceptor puts some conditions while accepting the instrument. The acceptance is said to be qualified acceptance. You must keep in your mind that the acceptor can put only conditions that are legally allowed. And any other thing you must keep in your mind, once the bill of exchange is accepted, the drawee returns it to the drawer or bearer. Alright? And the bearer now has many options to choose bill of exchange. These are the options. The bearer now has many options to choose bill of exchange. First is wait until maturity and present the bill of exchange for payment. Second, negotiate the bill of exchange to another person. Third is receive a short-term finance by performing a discounting of the bill of exchange. The fourth point is, or option is for bearer, receive a short-term finance by performing a factoring of bill of exchange. These are the points after introduction, and further will clear in next discussion about this chapter. Thanks for watching this video and stay with Commerce King Academy for learning its newest topic, which will be endorsement, discounting, factoring and dishonor of bill of exchange. If you like this video, then don't forget share, subscribe and comment. Thank you all.